Vijay Drakoi. I will speak now.
And so begins a night like any other. The works of the day are done. Your body and mind are weary and ready to rest. You prepare yourself for slumber. The evening rituals are performed. The final tasks are seen to. You turn off the lights. Lay down in your bed. Take a deep breath. And close your eyes. All you see is the strange, not dark, which exists behind closed eyes. No light, no objects in your view, only darkness. But your ears, you cannot close them off so easily. And now, your ears are telling you that they hear a voice, and the voice is familiar. It's the same voice you hear every night, coming from places it shouldn't. The same voice that speaks to you, speaks to itself, speaks of things known to you, and things no one else should know. And the worst part of it all, deep inside, you know that this voice has been with you for a long time. And yet, you only remember that it exists when you lay down to sleep. It speaks to you all the time, but you don't really notice. Not immediately. It's only at the end of the day, when you close your eyes and try to rest, that you remember what it said to you before, and when it was speaking, and what it's saying to you now. It never tells you things you could articulate with words. Oh, you understand the concepts quite well, sometimes too well. But the spoken words only lodge in your mind as images when you try to voice them yourself. It's as if the words once spoken to you turn irrevocably into images, never again to be expressed as words. They enter your mind, and they will not leave. But where do they come from? You remember spending an entire night wandering around your house, wandering in the dark, turning on lights room by room, turning every last light on, in the hopes of driving away the darkness. But you couldn't drive away the whispers, the voice. The words turned images in your mind. They come from everywhere. Think for a moment. Think of all the places in your house that you can't see into. Those are places the voice has come from. Last night it was coming from the drain in the sink. Thin, hollow, somehow seems to remember, with troubling clarity. An entire week during which the voice whispered to you from odd corners and crevices of your kitchen, under the stove behind the refrigerator, and a wet, rusty, rasping whisper coming up out of the sink. And elsewhere in the house, it speaks from beneath the couch, from behind closed doors, muffled under the towels in the hall closet. You suspect it has tried speaking out of your phone, but you can't be sure. And it seems to have an unholy fascination with speaking to you from the other side of your shower curtain, no matter which side of it you are on. And again, it's only when you lay down and try to sleep that you really remember that these things have happened, that they continue to happen, that they're happening even now. Tonight, the voice is once again coming from the air vent, directly above your bed. It speaks to you, speaks of the things you did today, of the things you may do tomorrow. It speaks of the things you did long ago, things you scarcely remember yourself, until now. In the past, it has told you of things that will be, things it could have no way of knowing, that later turned out to be true. It speaks of the past, of the future, of the now. It speaks of you. It speaks to you. You know of no way to make it stop. Part of your mind tells you that it wasn't always there, that there was a time, you're not sure how long ago, when a voice you didn't recognize began speaking to you, from places no voice could come from. But now it is always with you. When you lay in your bed, when you sit in your living room, when you're in your kitchen, trying to cook yet another meal while the voice drones on from beneath the stove, or drifting up from the garbage can, or from the heating vent in the floor. You dimly recall thinking at one point that you were hallucinating, that you were just hearing voices, that it was all just in your head. But there was too much variation, too many different changes to the voice. It always sounded, oh, how to describe it? Wherever the voice came from, whatever concealed place it seemed to emanate from, it always sounded exactly how you would expect that a voice would sound coming from such a place. Behind a door, muffled, in the air vent, slightly echoing, under the couch, flat and filtered, coming up from the sink drains, the shower drain, even the toilet, wet, constricted, and somehow rusty, corroded, clogged. Once it began speaking from inside your refrigerator just as you opened the door. You didn't eat anything cold for 2 days. It sounds the clearest when it speaks to you from the other side of the shower curtain. No matter which side you're on. What does it want from you? You've never been quite certain. You're not always able to think about it. Only when you're about to sleep. And yet it whispers to you, speaks to you, all the time, whenever you're at home. You occasionally remember thinking to yourself that it only speaks when you're at home. And you thought about spending more time somewhere else. Anywhere else. But again, you only remember these things when you're about to sleep. So you keep forgetting to try to go someplace else. Someplace where the voice does not follow. And so you go about your normal life. Normal, except for the voice. The voice that speaks to you from just around a corner in the next room. From the TV, when you would swear you turned it off. From just outside your window at night, just as you're about to drift off into restless dreams. Tonight, it comes from the air vent above your bed. It sounds cold, contained, and perhaps a bit dusty. You can't quite tell. All you know is that it is speaking to you, whispering to you, telling you things that you will remember only as images. No words you could tell to others, only images. Very vivid, very concerning images. You think you might be able to draw some of them, if you tried, if you remember to try. You only remember these things when you're about to sleep. Strange how that works. The voice talks about that sometimes. How it knows you won't remember hearing it in the morning. How it knows that it will talk to you all day long. And the only time you're truly, consciously aware of it is when you're about to fall asleep. Perhaps it laughs at you. You're not sure. You don't remember. For now, all you can do is listen to the voice coming from the vent above your bed, and hope that it doesn't keep you awake. It sometimes does that. The nights you don't sleep well, or the nights when the voice has talked to you the most, and so you try to ignore it. You try to focus on going to sleep. Perhaps it will even work. For now. The voice will be